Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Survivor Palisades Episode 2 Exit Interview. I'm Emmett, the creator, produced, host, and editor of Survivor Palisades, and we are joined by the second person voted out of Survivor Palisades All-Stars, Catalina Brody. Catalina, how are you doing on this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm chilling.
How are you
Yeah.
feeling? You just watched the episode.
Honestly, I'm feeling much better than I thought I was. I was going in like, oh my God, I don't want to watch this. Like, I don't need to see this right now. I don't want to watch myself on screen at all, especially me being voted out. But honestly, I'm very happy with how I feel now. Like, it was not as serious as I was making it out to be in my head.
Yeah, well, we'll talk
Yeah.
about it a little bit in this interview. I won't get to it just yet, but I think you are like the most unlucky Survivor Palisades player in history. And I low-key feel like I do owe you an apology. We'll get into this during
Oh.
this video. We'll get into this during this video. I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about, but first, let's talk a little bit about you coming on this season. So you compared to everyone else in the season, you're the last person in talking about like sort of being an alternate on this season and coming in a little bit late. You only had about a month to prepare. What was your prep process like for this compared to, other people who had, 6 or 7 months?
I think my preparation, I did like rewatch all the old seasons or watch all the old seasons to see like what everybody's like gameplay was, see like what the competitors were like, see like what the winners did and like how they got that far. Honestly, that was basically it. I don't know.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
from those people, you had some on your tribe. Was there anyone that you were like, I don't want to work with them, or I do want to work with them? You sort of go head to head with Stratton. I assume maybe someone you didn't want to work with. Were there other people that you saw that you were like, I want to play this game with them
Like before when I had met the tribe
before the
already.
game?
Before the game, honestly, not really. I really liked like Vanessa, Ella Rose, like them. I could have seen myself allying with them, but not really. I think I definitely probably I wanted to stay away from like Strat Gage, that group, and also like the people who had betrayed me in the past.
Hmm.
I wanted to be allying with them.
Yeah, let's talk about those people who betrayed you in the cast. So when you did that preseason interview where you say like I'm here for revenge, you didn't know who was on the season. But there were two people who voted for you on your tribe, Chloe and Sean. When you saw them, did you try to make amends? We see very little from the red tribe because you guys win. So like what was your process in your mind when you're trying to sort of like subdue and hide your strategies or go for them, or what were you thinking in that moment?
I think I was like in the back of my head, I was still like, I want revenge at some point, but I was also like, I want to get over it. Obviously, this is a new start. Nobody's thinking about how I got voted out first years before. I really just wanted to like make new allies, get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what was your like reasoning, like what was your strategy coming in the game? Like you played season 3, you got voted out. So what was your like new strategy that you wanted to make this season to sort of like mitigate any mistakes you made in the past?
I think I definitely, when I went on the first time, I played like both sides and I was really like not thinking about making true allies. I was just like, I want everyone to be my ally, which is obviously not possible. And so I ended up like lying to both sides. But I think this time going in, I really wanted to find like real allies. And then I also kind of wanted to like underplay my gameplay so that nobody really saw me coming. But that didn't work out. But yeah.
Yeah, one more thing before we get to the unluckiest bit. We don't see this on the season at all, but you actually are good friends with Ella Rose in real life. If that's correct, right?
Yes, we are friends. Yeah.
So that could have been a crazy alliance. You guys could have totally run the game together. Were you hoping to do that going in, working with Ella Rose on that sort of scale?
Um, yeah, I think that me and Ella Rose are very much like I think Ella Rose especially are like both of us were very like in the game, you know what I mean? You like see Ella Rose play. I think that definitely if we had ended up on the same tribe at some point, we have tried to be allies. And but I think that it's all the game, you know what I mean? Whatever it comes down to, it comes down to. But
Totally.
I think even if I didn't know Ella Rose outside of the game, I think she's like a player I still would have wanted to be allies with, you know?
Totally. Okay, yeah, so we watched episode 1. You have a very, very good episode 1. I was in a lot of, like, meetings and watch parties and stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh, like, Catalina, she's taking it, like, she's giving winner energy, like, we're rooting for her." Your name wasn't thrown out at all. Episode 1, we see you, Chloe, and Sarah form this sort of informal girls alliance. All 3 of you guys sort of want to work with it. Why do you think they ended up caving? Was it just too quick? Because it did seem like they really did wanna work with you long term.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it might have just been the easiest, because yeah, once they saw, I think Sean had switched sides to work with Stratton, right?
Yeah,
To kind of vote me off. And I think at that point, like the odds weren't in their favor. You know what I mean?
totally.
So it makes sense, but I definitely wanted a strong women's alliance, like Black Widow Brigade, that kind of action, but didn't work out. No.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk a little bit about why I'm calling you the unluckiest Survivor Palisades ever, and then I do believe I fully owe you an apology. Let's first get to season 3 though. So season 3, you played quite a good game. I remember the aftermath of season 3. I really wanted to we there were even talks for a little bit about like, oh, like maybe we bring Catalina back right away. Like she was such a fun character. We want her another season. Because you played really hard that episode. And I
Mhm.
actually don't know watching back if it really was that much your fault, even in that situation. On the 6-person tribe, we have Luke, Zach, and Sean. Then we have Keely, Chloe, and you. The 3 of you guys, girls, form an alliance, and the guys form an alliance, and they want to work with you. And so they want you to be their fourth. And then you go back to the girls and say, I trust you girls. You want to work with the girls. And then Sean just sort of like makes up a lie that you were like saying these things, and that sort of just gets you out. You know what I mean? Like it was sort of like just like not like unlucky randomness, but it's sort of, a few of them knew each other going in, like Luke and Keely knew each other, so it sort of bridged the gap between the girls and the boys. But you were sort of playing the middle pretty flawlessly at the beginning of that game. But the main thing I would say in season 5 is I think you got extremely lucky or extremely unlucky with how the producing went. So let me just talk about this from my perspective as a producer of this show. So I am at only one camp. I produce from one camp. I can't watch both camps. So we have 2 producers at the Yara camp, at the red camp. And we were running late that day. And so I was like, all right, guys, we need to go. We need to get ahead schedule. Let's make this round pretty quick. And in doing that, I meant 20, 25 minutes to talk. Yara got, or Sally got about 35, 40 the first round. And I don't know what happened, but you guys had been gone for like 40 minutes or something. And it seemed like you guys had taken a while. I don't know how long the interviews you guys had were. I think interviews might have taken 15 to 20 minutes collectively, but the producers on the other camp, in my miscommunication, gave you guys like literally 8 minutes to talk. Like you guys had 8 minutes to strategize.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that is like, to me, totally my fault. And I feel like I owe you an apology for that because that just sucks because you guys hadn't talked. I'm not entirely sure why the culture of like the Yara tribe was to just not talk at all at the beginning, like in groups. Like the first round, everyone just stuck together. But that was such an oversight that I didn't know about until after the season because the location is far away, and so you don't see it. Seems like they've been gone for a long time, and then they gave you very little time to strategize. So that definitely really sucks because you didn't really have the potential like someone like Anna did to get her neck out of the line when her name was thrown out right away, and you had not really. I don't know. I think this would have probably gone different in my opinion had that not happened, had you had more time. But that's
Hmm.
Survivor sometimes.
Yeah. Well, just looking back at the third season, I don't exactly know what you're talking about because what I remember from that was me alliancing with both and
Yes.
lying to both sides and lying it to both sides about like faking it with the other like alliance.
So yeah, my memory
So
is that.
I'd go to the guys and
Uh-huh.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm on your guys' side. I'm just like pretending with the girls.
Yeah.
And then I did the same with the girls.
Yes. Well, okay.
And then
So
I
you were.
left and then they talked about it.
Yes.
And then wow, I feel like that was on me. I don't
So
know.
I think you were allies with the
Mhm.
girls. You were lying to the guys, but you were being truthful to the girls.
Yeah.
And then Sean sort of just like sort of like was like, oh well, she's telling us this, so she must be telling us both things. But you were really just telling everything to the girls. And I think the sort of the unluckiness part of that is that coming in. especially on those early seasons. Like season 4, like pretty much nobody knew anyone, which made it really easy for
Mhm.
everyone to have a fair shot. Besides Stratton and Gage, they knew each other. But season 3, it was hard because we were younger. It was a small community, and so like Keely knew Chloe, and Keely also knew Luke, and so that was 3 on the tribe. And Keely had
Yeah.
also played with Zach and Sean the last season, and you were the only one who didn't have any initial connection, and so I just think it also made it easy on that one.
Yeah, I definitely think that might have made it easier, but I'm gonna be real. I think I was playing both sides and I hadn't decided which side I was actually gonna vote for yet
Okay.
until like I actually voted when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with the girls because like they're my girls.
Yeah.
But I hadn't actually decided. I think I was just lying to both. But
Amazing.
that's just in my head. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember. That was so long ago. But this time, yeah, I definitely agree. There wasn't much time to discuss like what was going on. I do think we had enough time, me and the girls, to like decide that we were going to vote Shrine out. And somehow there's also enough time for them to switch, which I also don't really understand because during the third season, I like vividly remember me leaving for an interview, and that was when they were able to talk and be like,
Mm,
let's get Catalina out.
mhm.
So I remember this time I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick by somebody's side and like make sure they're not like switching up.
Right,
So at least I know somebody's voting for me.
right.
And then I don't remember who was like with me. I think it was is Sarah. Was it Sarah?
Yeah, so just to explain to everyone
Yeah.
watching, like season 3, we were obviously a lot younger, and so we didn't have like story producers. What we had for All Stars is we had how the rounds work is there's a confessional that you have at the beginning of the round where no one can talk, everyone has to sit and be quiet basically. And then they take you, there's 3 story producers per camp, 6 in total, and we interview you guys. So we do 3 at a time, and then the other 3 will go, and then they go strategize, and then that's when they get to talk. Then they have to stop and we re-interview everyone again and they can't talk. So what Catalina is basically saying is she was trying to stick by Sarah. I think Chloe is who you actually stuck by because we see Sean talk with the
Oh
guys and
yeah.
then talk, but
Yeah.
Sarah was able to peel away, and that's when she flipped, I think, with
Yeah.
Stratton
I
and
think it might have
Chase.
been that, yeah.
Yeah, but Chloe, I think, was whispered as we were walking out, which is crazy.
Oh,
And
okay. Because I never understood how she like switched up,
right.
you
And
know?
you see, yeah, and you see
Mm,
Chloe in the moment, sort of have a dilemma of like,
mm.
oh, like, is this the right move? And I think we can talk about in a second. Do you think this was the right move for the girls? Do you think this was smart for them? Do you think they would have had more power keeping you in as a number?
I think that I don't know if it would have been the right move in the long term because I think I would have been voted out anyways. Because right, Sean had switched, so the odds were against me already. Like even if we all voted for Stratton, we would have lost.
We went a tie,
Maybe
right?
it would have shown some sort of like loyalty on their part that might have helped them long term. Like, oh, this girl like stuck by a vote even though she might not have won. Like switching sides and voting for me did nothing for them because I was going to be voted out anyways. But I think either way, like maybe voting for me like made them stronger alliances with the guys because they're like, oh, they're with us. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Either way, I think I would have been voted out. So I don't
Say
know.
say you guys had a little more time, and say Sarah
Mhm.
and Chloe had the option to maybe go talk to Chase alone. Do you think that
Mhm.
would have been the right move to try to flip Chase and keep you, or do you think they should have just ended up voting you, or do you think you were on their side? So you think it's better if they did try to keep you overall?
Um, I was definitely on their side. Like I was not planning on betraying them. I mean, we hadn't had much time to talk, so I definitely think I would have been like a good ally for them. Um, I don't know. I just don't know if we had more time, would they have told me about Stryan or would they have kept it a secret for longer? And I don't know. I think if we had more time, I would have realized that they were going to vote me out because I remember I knew that they were going to vote me out going in
Yeah.
to it. Like the last second, I remember I was like, shit, like I'm about to get voted out. Cause like it was Chloe who like she said something about like not knowing the plan and like not knowing what was gonna happen.
Hmm.
And that was like, what do you mean? Like what's like confusing about like what we said? Like we were
Hmm.
straight up, let's vote right now. So I think that maybe if we had more time, I would have like clocked that. And then maybe I would have been like, got them back on my side. And
Totally.
then we could have, I mean, I don't know how much we could have changed the guy's mind because I feel like once like the genders are split, it's like much harder because you know that like the girls are going to stick together. So if a guy switches, it's like you don't know what the girls are going to do to you later.
Mm,
But I definitely think if we had more time, I could have we could have possibly switched one of them. Yeah. Not
yeah.
Stratton, but we could have maybe brought one of them over. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the culture of Yara is very interesting. I said earlier, like I think the six of you guys are all six very, very strong social strategic players. I think the
Mhm.
players on the other tribe are they have more chaotic energies, and the six of you are like very established, I would say like good at social strategic survivor gameplay. And so when you guys win the challenge, you just don't talk. You don't break out in groups. And I know your strategy was to sort of fly under the radar. Do you think if say you pulled the girls aside earlier and played a little more aggressively earlier, something could have come out of it, or do you think that would have painted a target on your back?
I think I think I honestly played more aggressively than I planned to, actually. I
Mm,
just think like I plan to go under the radar, but I'm still like a very like if nobody else is talking, like I will say something. And like if you know what I mean, and like nobody else was saying like let's make an alliance, nobody was saying let's plan something to vote out. So I think it was me who said like let's vote Stra now. I think he
mm,
has the idol. And so I don't know. I really think that we didn't have enough time that I could have been even more out there. And I still think that nothing would have happened. I think that at first, as a tribe, we are trying to just all not split off for some reason, just to like not make enemies yet, not make, because we weren't going to be voted off. We were hoping that that would stick for a while. We
totally,
didn't want to worry about anything. You know what I mean?
totally. Yeah. And I would also say, on top of part of the, I know I've been saying unlucky a lot. I think this was a really bad tribe draw for you. The way that the tribes have to split in terms of like, even for challenges and then also even for relationships, like splitting up, it was very hard to split up the David versus Goliath players. And then, Sean knows Stratton and Gage. And so splitting up everyone the most fair and equitable way is very difficult. But I think had you ended up on a tribe with any of Gage, Vanessa, or Anna, I think you're automatically not the easy vote. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think even Chase and Stratton, like as much as they can be easier votes, are very strategically and socially sound. So I think you really did get a pretty bad tribe draw. I think if you're on a tribe with Gage or Anna, you would have totally been able to slide under the radar, sort of how Abigail did episode one or Ella Rose did episode one, something like that. So I think a poor tribe draw on top of that did not help. Anything else that you want to add on top that you want everyone watching at home to know?
Um, thank you guys for your support. I'm sorry I was voted out. I just don't think I'm meant for Survivor, but that's okay.
I disagree with that. I was talking to Catalina about playing Survivor at her school.
Mhm.
I think you should try
Not
it. I think you should try it. You're scarred forever.
well, because like this was supposed to be a redemption. You know what I
Third time's
mean?
the charm. Third time's the charm. That's what they say.
Oh God. If that I just like couldn't risk it. I couldn't
I think you would do really
God.
well, honestly, because
Yeah.
I think Survivor Palisades is not like the real Survivor. It is
Mhm.
45-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Don't benefit like it is honestly further from the real Survivor than College Survivor is.
Mhm.
College Survivor, you build relationships over time. I think that game you would
Yeah.
do really well in. I think honestly, I think a lot of luck played into this factor, and it's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think it was really hard in Survivor Palisades when like there was no real like alliances.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Or at least when I was there, you couldn't really trust anybody. Like
Mm,
anybody could switch at the moment, especially because there was such a short time.
totally.
And God, I don't know. I don't know what would happen if I stayed longer. We'll never know, I guess.
We'll never know. Well, Catalina,
Never-
thank you so much for being a part of
Yeah.
this. It means so much that you're a part of this community and willing to do this. I cannot thank you enough for coming back again, and I hope overall it was a net positive experience. But all the fans were rooting for you. I think they had a really fun time watching you. Anything else you want to add?
No, just thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Catalina. I appreciate you so much, and thank you to everyone at home watching. We'll see you in the next video.